what'd you say this is again?
This is possum, rice, chicken, stock, roux.
Okay.
Then andouille sausage and summer sausage, spices. The Holy Trinity, celery, onion, and bell pepper. And that's the famous Opposum and Raccoon. I'm Jason Douglas, and today we're gonna cook two different gumbos. We're gonna cook a chicken and sausage gumbo. We're gonna cook a raccoon and possum and sausage gumbo. So the first thing we're gonna do is start browning all the meat and then browning down the sausage in the pots. So this is just boneless, skinless chicken thigh. And it's been seasoned with Cajun seasoning and oil. Be a few minutes on each side. Kind of sear it part out. We'll run this in a few little batches. Try not to crowd the griddle. All right, while the chicken's browning, I'm gonna go put about a third of the sausage in this pot to start browning. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil on the bottom. It's gonna add a nice fat layer to the gumbo. Remember, this is gumbo my way. Everyone does it differently, so I don't want to hear anything about it. We're gonna also do a fast gumbo. We have about 20 family members over here right now for New Year's, and I want to spend some time with them. So you're gonna use a cheetah roux, burnt flour is burnt flour, and we're just gonna do this the quick way today. So we're gonna let this all start browning down a little bit. Do the chicken in batches, and then we'll move over, start cooking the vegetables. All right, browning her down, sealing the juices. So when I cook this Simmering andouille sausage, Zatarain's brand, I really like to get it really crispy and little pieces stick to the bottom of the pot. But the primary reason I like to cook this first is because I'm gonna cook the Holy Trinity in the sausage grease, which a lot of people that cook gumbo don't like to do, but kind of my way of doing it. I don't know if we can get this hot enough to really sear it, but we're browning that down. We're getting the rest of our chicken on the griddle. And after this, everything goes really quick. We have browned down all the chicken. So now we're gonna put on the quarters from the possum and raccoon. You can definitely tell in a second here. These are the possums. Try to.
Now, what'd you say this is again?
This is possum.
Haha.
Front quarters. Actually, there's a front quarter. And then the hind quarters. And then in our next batch, we'll do the larger. That might be raccoon. I'm not really sure. Some possum. That's raccoon for sure. All right, so we're just gonna brown her down a little bit. Make it a little crispy on the outside. And then take it off. And then we'll continue making our gumbo. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and take this Simmering andouille sausage out of the pot and leave the grease in and let it rest. Holy Trinity, bell pepper, celery, and onion. It's gonna go in the pot. Gonna cook down in that sausage grease and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to add a little bit more fat to the pot. I like a lot of vegetables in my gumbo. All right, cook down a little bit. This is brown possum and raccoon coming off. Whenever it doesn't stick to the griddle anymore, it means that it's ready to pull off. Let's go ahead and put this last batch here. With that big old rear leg quarter from a large raccoon. This is really, the raccoon meat reminded me a lot of a lot of bear. It's a dark meat, very fatty and greasy, okay? And then the possum was shockingly like alligator. It had its own little fat texture to it, but possum meat is actually white meat, and the more research I did on it, we started this as a joke, but the more research I did on how to cook possum and raccoon, possum is actually a really light tasting meat. It's a white meat, kind of like a chicken. So we'll find out here in a little bit. All right, we're gonna add a little garlic now that the vegetables are cooked down a little bit. There you go. Just let this cook down just a hair. And then we're gonna start to reconstitute everything. All right, so we got our vegetables cooked down. And from here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add in our meat. We're gonna add in the possum, legs, and the sausage. Ooh, I did get this to fit. All right, so the brown possum and raccoon's there. Brown andouille sausage on top. And my non-homemade roux, because we're entertaining family. Like I said earlier, burnt flour is burnt flour. So we'll pop that roux in there and top it off with some chicken broth. We're gonna let this simmer for about 45 minutes before we debone the meat. Take caution not to actually accidentally burn your pre-made roux from this hot pot. So we're just gonna sit here and make sure this gets all mixed up and pulls together. The color of this gumbo will start turning a dark brown as the roux dissolves into the chicken stock. And then once it gets to a boil, we'll bring it to a slow simmer. Cook it probably uncovered. I'll cook it uncovered for about 45 minutes before we pull the meat out and shred it. Once your gumbo starts coming together, add a couple of bay leaves to the pot. Bay leaf. All right, so then it's been simmering for 45 minutes, and you can see the meat starting to pull off the bone. So we're going to go ahead and pull it off and let it chill for a minute. That way, we can shred the meat off the bone and put it back into the gumbo after it cools just a hair. Pulls off the bone like a chicken leg.
That's the good stuff. That's why you trap right there.
We're just sitting here waiting.
I can
Put your finger in it.
This only goes on low.
Well, that's good.
All right, so we already started our rice. Thanks to my cousin here, Christopher. It's 4 cups of long grain white rice that's been rinsed until it ran clear. And then 8 cups of water. We're gonna bring this to a boil. A little salt. And then once it brings to a boil, we're gonna cover it back up and cook it for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we are plucking our chickens for our chicken and sausage gumbo, and then we're gonna pull the meat off the bone for the raccoon and possum gumbo. So I'm gonna start pulling off the little bite-sized pieces and throw it right back in the pot. I can tell right now it's gonna be a little chewy. All right, so we have finalized our 2 gumbos. We have our possum and raccoon that we have shredded the meat and put into the pot. Got our rice, and we got our chicken sausage. And we are about to have our family taste test this and let us know what they think. Gumbo over. A little bit of rice. Rice is a hair wet. That's all right. All right, I'm gonna go find somebody here in a second when this cools down to do a blind taste test to give us an opinion.
Thanks, Mom. So rude.
I like it.
You like it? What does it taste like?
Picture of the freaking meringue though.
Tastes like gumbo? You know what that was?
What?
Possum. Ew.
She grabbed the whole bowl.
Yeah, and she took. She left the chicken and sausage gumbo. She took the raccoon opossum gumbo. That is my girl. All right, we'll get a couple more reviews from other people here in a minute. Excellent.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Seriously. Good times.
Running a trap line. It's not fast, dude.
Never would have guessed. I never would have guessed. The best part is when we clean these animals, there was no smell. You know, when I cook a lot of duck, and when you clean ducks, it stinks.
We don't know.
But the meat is good.
More importantly, we did it with stone tools.
It's mainly
That's the number
sausage.
one.
Oh, that's right. Clean them all with stone tools.
Stone plates.
That's right. I got a great picture of that. But the meat tastes exactly the way it smelled when you cleaned it, which is absolutely nothing. And
Just sit them.
it's like Donnie Duss said, it's like a turkey leg. Has a little texture to it. Has a little fat to it.
Fat. And if you like a brown meat on a turkey, you'll like
Yeah. Kind of a cross between an alligator and a bear, in my opinion. Possum or chicken?
you and then red.
And then
Both. Both? Yep. Possum or chicken?
I'd say both. I was really surprised about the possum.
It's no brainer.
No brainer. Do you have any star?
chicken and what? Andouille sausage?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you, thank you. Possum or chicken?
Both.
Both. Perfect answer. Possum or chicken? No, that's fair. This guy over here in the hoodie ate a barbecue sandwich. Possum or chicken?
That possum is so good. It's crazy.
All right.
Yeah. Both behind quarters.
Possum or chicken?
Oh, possum for sure. Coon.
Did you try the possum? Possum or chicken? Chicken. Chicken?
Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
The possum tasted just like possum.
The possum was good. The possum was good.
Did you try it, Lordy?
Not yet.
All right.
I will not be trying the wild animals though.
You would love it. It tastes like turkey leg. I know you like turkey legs, Laura. Possum for the win.
Let's go.